this podcast, we're going to talk about how to use tar to create archives of files. Because that's something useful to know, and in the podcast I was doing a minute ago, we used it, but not really. I just told you how to do part of it. So I'm going to spend some time talking about tar and how you can use tar to create archives. So with tar, there are three main options you'll use. You'll use the C option to create an archive. You'll use an X option to extract the archive once you've created it and you want to extract the files from it. And you can use the T option to see the table of contents in the archive. So I'm in my EC2 user home directory, and this is something you may want to do once this class is over to save all your stuff from the file, create an archive of your home directory. So I'm going to essentially create an archive of my home directory and move it to a different server and extract it on that other server. So to create an archive, you give it a C. I like to give it a V for verbose because I like to see what it's doing, and an F for file name, and then you give it the name you want to archive it in. I'm going to call it home.tar or EC2 user home.tar. And then you tell it what you want to archive. I want to get everything in the current directory, so I can do /star. If you want to get a bunch of files from a bunch of different places, you can put pass. I can put /star, and I could also put /root scripts /star, and it would get all those things in theory. I don't really have permission to read my root scripts. But anyway, I'm just going to do /star, and it's going to run, and it's going to create this tar file. So there we see it putting all that stuff into the tar file. So if I do a ls, I now have my, let's do ls-lart. I now have my EC2 user home.tar. If I do a tar tvf EC2 user home.tar, that shows me the contents of the file. So if I have some tar file, I can look at what's in there without actually extracting it. And then when I move it over to the other system, I'm going to extract it. So that's creating a tar file. I can also create the tar file a compressed tar file by putting a Z, and that will gzip compress the file. And normally for a gzip compressed tar file, you put a tgz extension on it. So I'll do that this time. May not make a difference in this case. We'll see. So I have my file. That's weird. That's pretty awesome. My compressed file is twice as big as my uncompressed file. I've never actually looked at the comparison between the two before, but that's not at all what I expected. One would expect that you compress a file, it's going to be smaller, right? That's weird. Anyway, we'll pretend like we didn't see that because I don't want to figure out why that's like that way. That would hurt my head at this point. So now I have the files. I'm actually going to secure copy it over to my other server, and then we're going to extract the files over there just for fun. So scp root at, I don't know what the IP address was. (162.209.0.137). Colon. I'm going to put a colon just because I'm going to put it in my home directory. And I'm going to copy /ec star. So I'll get both those files. Hopefully this will work. Not a directory. Fine. Tar. Oh, hey, check that out. I put it backwards. I need to put the source file first. EC2 star. I want to copy those two files to the other place. So I put it backwards. Yes. Password. Hopefully that was it. Yep. So now I'm copying the files over. to my other system. Alright, the files are on my other system, so I'll go to my other system and do ls. I have them there, the ec2 user.tar, tgz. I'm going to make a couple directories. I'm going to copy the files into different directories. I'm going to copy that into dir1. I'll copy the other one into dir2. So now if I go into dir1, this is the tar file, so I can untar it with the xvf command. So if you look at that, now in that directory I have all of my stuff from my home directory on the other system. Now if I go into my other dir2, this is the gzipped tar file that's actually bigger. Weird, right? And to extract that, xvzf z for the gzip, and now that'll do the same thing. So now that's essentially how you can use tar to create an archive, extract an archive, and use the T to look at the table of contents. You can do it without gzipping and with gzipping.